levels to the shit.
Yo, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the levels. Tonight, we got a special guest who's setting the levels tonight. Who we got?
Chris Jammer.
Man, like
One and
Chris,
only.
the one and only, the infamous. Yo, we've been excited. We've been talking for minutes trying to get you on. We're fully excited, obviously, to have you here. Thank you for taking time out your busy schedule to join us tonight.
My pleasure, bros. I'm glad I can go get on and have a chat with you properly.
Yeah, man. I mean, we've sent the bolo out to the artists out there, innit? Because loads of them wanted to possibly ask somebody who's in the field that you're in anyway some specific questions. So they're throwing some at me, and I'm gonna pitch them to you as we go.
All good.
Um, Guys, as you can see, Mason isn't here yet. He's running on black time as normal. Hey, happens, innit? Ain't complaining. It is what it is. But let's crack straight into it. Anyways, for those who don't know, give people a little bit of a background as to who you are, Mr. Jammer.
So yeah, I'm Chris. I'm one of the co-founders of Strawberries and Creem Music Festival, which is a music festival based in Cambridge. And I set that up with a few friends 7 years ago now as just kind of an alternative to the music that was going on there. There was basically nothing promoting black music in a way. All the clubs were very cheesy, very uni focused, and we were trying to put something on different and push the culture outside of London that we were coming from, but wasn't being showcased there. And that started in club nights and has progressed over the years into a festival. And this year we're looking to do 10,000 people a day over the course of a weekend. So yeah, we've done all right.
Fingers crossed for real, man.
Yeah.
So you said it started as a club night. Now me having done or doing levels, as I should say, like I started levels as a club night randomly because I was just pissed off as a DJ in it because I just felt everything was like watered down or people were just always trying to pocket you. So I just started levels. I don't even know how the name came about. I think I was just sitting there one day. I was like, you know what? Actually, no, I remember I was DJing at a house thing and I just randomly said to myself, the levels, like the DJs were quality and it was Pasha. I said, levels in here were sick. And I was like, you know what? Let me just run that. So that started for me 5 years ago. What was the journey for Strawberries and Cream? Did you said you started as a club night? Like, what was it for? Like 50 people and who turned up in the club? And what year did you start?
So my boy Will was running like events in Cambridge. He was like a promoter, local promoter, and he kind of recruited me and Priya as uni promoters. And for me, it was just a way of making
Extra
some money. Like, yeah, like it was. You're not allowed to have a job at Cambridge Uni. It's one of their really weird rules. But I couldn't afford, and that was a legal way to make some money. So it started off as a side hustle, and then I kind of enjoyed it. The clubs like we were doing were like, it was a 300 cap night, and like we were doing it a few times a week. So yeah, we're doing all right numbers.
Wow, you're making P.
We're doing, yeah, mate. I had cash at uni.
That's when VK Blues was popping. People were popping out like it was champagne and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, and then we thought we were getting good numbers through the door. Why not do an outdoor event at the end of the year as like a big wrap up sort of party? And then we didn't have much money to like fund it initially. We were just kind of, we know we're going to sell this many tickets. Let's just budget on that. And then, yeah, that was the first one. I moved on from there.
That's big though, because I mean, I think I always say this, people always want to come to London to do things. Whenever I venture outside London, everybody says, oh, we want to come to London. Now I say to people that I've met there, I was like, nah, you want to stay where you are because you get so much more love and appreciation doing stuff outside London than you do in London. Because London, I mean, it's not like I don't mind the competition at all. However, it's so congested. It's so congested, and sometimes it's almost, I don't know, it's pointless trying to battle because everybody wants to try and get in the big clubs or everybody wants to try and get in the bars. And if you sometimes do get in the bars, all they care about is hitting their money targets, which again, I get it. But as a DJ, sometimes you're just there to like provide vibes, innit? So I think every time I've gone out, one of my favorite places to go is Sheffield, by the way.
Oh, really?
Like,
I know
bro, Sheffield is different.
Why?
Yo, how am I getting, what's it called? a double JD and Coke for literally £2.50.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about back in mid 2000, like 2005 and that. I'm talking about this was 2016.
Yeah, it's mad. It's mad how cheap it is outside of. Yeah,
Fam,
London
I
came
got
so expensive.
twists. I got so twist that night. And before that, me and my pal, because we were from London, innit? You pre-drink thinking, oh yeah, it's gonna be mad expensive. But we
it's mad.
pre-drunk and it was like £2.50, double JDs, double rum and cup all night,
Mad.
and it was wicked. But as I was saying, like you get so much more love. So do you think to some degree, it was not easier as such, or do you find like it wasn't as hard as you maybe thought it would be to pop off your own thing?
I think because we got it at a really good time. There was obviously a growing demand for that sort of music as it was growing in popularity. Like kind of at the time, the grime scene was kind of exploding outside of just the scene. People were about it outside of London, and we facilitated that need. And also, we were pushing the boundaries in the sense that a lot of uni students, they wanna kind of be seen as what's cool, what's next, and they're on the pulse at the end of the uni students, and we were providing that for them. So yeah, I mean, we didn't have much competition. We were the main promoters in that space area. So yeah, we were able to do something that I was used to already doing in London, but just doing it in a new space.
That's wicked, though. I mean, so you're born and raised in London, gathered?
Yeah, born and raised in London. I had a year off. So I at 18, I was in London, like kind of partying, living up, did a bit of traveling. I kind of was a bit more worldly, I suppose. You learn a lot in that year off before going to uni, I think.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I was just bringing what I learned from that.
And which ends you grew up in?
I'm Northwest, Collindale.
Oh, bro, man's from the bits still. I never knew that. You're from the bits still. So you just tracking back a little bit, you said we. So how many people are involved in Strawberries and Cream?
So there's a kind of team of 6 of us actually. So Will was promoting and he recruited me and Priye for the nightclubs.
Right.
And then
Big up Will and Priye.
Yeah. Fraser Cardinal Sound is a DJ and he was DJing the nightclubs. And then Sam Mella, who is our head of marketing, was kind of involved in the promoting side of stuff. And Louise is Will's sister, and she got involved a little bit later, but she kind of did a lot of the organization, all the stuff that I really wouldn't want to be able to do during a festival, like dealing with the council, dealing on the legal stuff.
Yeah.
She kind of handles a lot of that. So yeah, there's a team of 6. And we also run other events as well. So we've got 2 festivals. The Strawberries and Cream is our main flagship.
What are the other ones?
So the other one's called the Cambridge Club. It's actually in Cambridge. It was an afterthought of Strawberries and Cream. We just had the land set up. So we were like, how can we use this space on an event for mums basically? So this year I've got Nile Rodgers headlining it with Van Morrison, Shalimar. So some big acts there as well, but it's just completely different demographic.
As you can see, we've just been joined by Mr. Mason, as I said, ever running on black time. What's good, Mace?
Had some issues with my mic, man.
Oh, I'm sorry, bro.
Good evening.
Pardon?
Good evening.
Good evening, bro. So, well, we were just catching up just about how Strawberries and Cream started and who's part of the team. Yo, Nile Rodgers, yeah? How you tapping that brother out, man?
Bro, I mean, I don't know if you're aware, we did a deal with Sony over the COVID period.
Yo, these man need to be on BOE, bruv. If Jordan, if you're watching, yeah, get these man on BOE, please, thank you. Do you know what BOE is? Black owned economy.
I've heard of it, yeah.
Oh, they just did an award show last night. You man should have been on this.
Oh, I swear.
What's popping, Yen? What's popping, Joanna Farage? Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
bro, they did a award ceremony last night, just entry, because they started just after George Floyd.
Yeah.
And they grew that page on, what's it called, on YouTube, not YouTube, on Facebook, up to about 150K.
Yeah, I think I'm on it, but my boy showed me about it still. Those awards though, gutted.
What do you say?
Didn't know there was an awards show though, gutted.
Oh no, but I mean, I think they just dropped it out of the blue because when I was showing it, I was just like, rah, they're just doing it like that. All right, I just joined the stream. It looked decent. So yeah, but anyways, carry on with your story. Tapping up Nile Rodgers, go on.
Oh yeah, I mean, well, so yeah, there's so many things. Kind of a separate story, but like we've become their first festival in Europe, and that's opened the doors for us to do some crazy things. So like, I mean, it's the dream scenario really. We still got creative control in it. It's still a kind of like our baby and that, but we just got down the funding and the resources to kind of expand and take this into a new
Keep
space.
broadening.
So yeah, we using their connections, we've managed to get hold of Nile Rodgers for that show. Van Morrison's also massive.
Huge.
Yeah,
Huge. No, but the thing, like, sometimes I guess as black folks, sometimes when you hear people having deals with massive corporations like Sony, you think they tell you to tone down. So it's really refreshing just to hear you say you got still got creative
yeah.
control over stuff. That's
You know what?
massive.
I think that's one of the reasons. To be honest, they like the business is because we're unapologetically showcasing black music, and and we are pushing black talent. That is what we do. So it's that they're buying into that. So they've really got a say in where we're taking in the direction.
Exactly. In fact, you're telling them go here, so they have to follow you in essence. Now that's big. That's really really big. So then from you said the Cambridge Club, and what you said there was one more. So we've got Strawberries and Cream and Cambridge Club. What's the other one?
Those are the two festivals, and then now we're basically building out the business model because I mean this year's just made everything shift, right? So like COVID has shown us that it's probably not sensible to base all your business on one
Festivals.
week.
Yeah.
That could be turned upside down. So yeah, we're looking at other bits online, other smaller events. We've done a few COVID safe events in the last few months. Some virtual stuff's in the pipeline as well. So yeah, no, it's been a refreshing year, I think. Having to deal with these challenges and just working around how you get past that.
No, 100%. I mean, you came to our Levels Lounge, which was late July.
Yeah, congrats for putting that on, bro.
Oh, thank you. As I said, well, there's more to come. We've just been unfortunate. There's just locked off places that we could do it since then. But I mean, effectively, like what you're saying, you're just doing what we want to do on a bigger scale, which is great. I think that's how we kind of hooked up because I came across your page early on for Levels, and we just started talking, and then from then it spurred like us talking about maybe working together. We don't know what's going to happen because due to COVID, it's like as we said, putting dampers and stuff. But in terms of relating to what we do anyway, and really like focusing on the grassroots of the music in the UK, what do you think is missing from being able to organically develop, like say, powerhouses like the Americans do? Because if you think of music nowadays, only us, we would first of all say, okay, cool, we got Stormzy, we got Heady, we got Digga D, we got all of these people. You go somewhere in, I don't know, somewhere in Middle Europe, let's say you go Austria or somewhere like that. Yeah. Although saying that, I do know some people are proper into their UK music, but you'll say Cardi B, Offset, all of these, man, these are powerhouses. What do you think is preventing us from producing that level of talent?
I don't think we're far off, bro. I think the UK as a whole has historically produced powerhouses that can rival the Americans. You know what I mean? There's like we've still got like you can go to those say Adele, Ed Sheeran, Sam Smith, the Bells. But I think the sort of genre we're talking about has only really exploded massively in the UK recently, innit? And like that hip hop thing in America has been going for years and years and years, and they've been cultivating that culture. So, and that's been like their popular music culture. That's their main export, right? I think now it's a case we've got the likes of Stormzy, the likes of Dave, the likes of Huss that are now ringing bells internationally, and it's only a matter of time before that talent is developed into like a kind of worldwide commerciability. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, fully.
Where people are catching on to, like, mate, Heady's fan base in Australia is wild. Like, he's going to do a sold out tour over there tomorrow if he wanted to. Like, so we're getting there.
Hold on, mate, you're nodding like you know this.
Yeah, bro. Like, because obviously, like,
I can't hear, Mace.
It's my mic. My mic's just letting me down.
Can you hear him now? I can hear him.
No, I can't hear him. That's weird.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to run with the
Oh,
internal microphone. Can you hear me?
I can hear you fine. Chris still can't hear you.
That's weird.
See, we had this
Jeez, I wish I had subtitles, innit?
What's he saying?
He just basically said he was nodding in agreement, saying that almost like a translator here. What's it called? Saying that he fully, saying that the following for Heady out in Australia is massive. I had no idea.
It's not just Australia.
Yeah, no, they're
it's
getting
New
there.
Zealand as well.
Like Huss was in Obama's top 100 tracks of the year, sort of thing. Like
Who? Obama?
Yeah, man. Like the scenes push it. The scenes getting international. Like Georgia Smith's headlining. Well, I don't know if that's actually allowed, but she's like headlining a big European festival. Like the scene is getting there. Then people are trailblazing the way. It's just a case of, I mean, 10 years ago. I mean, when I started Strawberries and Cream, 5 years ago, we booked Skepta. No one who knew who Skepta was in Cambridge. And if you think about that now, in terms of like the level,
That's blasphemy, bruv.
I swear down. We booked him for what, $5,000?
That's blasphemy,
I swear
bruv.
down, bro. People like, who's Skepta?
Hold up, Mace, can you hear what he's saying?
Yeah.
Hold up.
Yeah,
2015, nobody knows about Skepta.
Yeah,
but you got to think that's 5 years ago. Like, you know, people were.
It was mad.
Yeah.
And then,
maybe it's just me on the music.
In that time frame, he's gone from people not in Cambridge don't know about him to him being like on stage with the Brits and doing the Kanye West stuff and Shutdown coming out and his whole thing blowing up and we've managed to catch a lot of people like that. But yeah, as I said, that we're still that the sound I still think is kind of in its infancy on the international scale with that.
That's so wild to me because I'm here sitting like, well, probably as I said, probably because I'm a music head. I'm like, but I've been listening to Skepta since 2004.
Listening to Skepta since I touched secondary school, sort of thing. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah,
that Skepta's been doing it, and then what's it called? What was re-released recently that went mad?
Lord
what's
of the
it called?
Mind.
Nah. Ooh.
Rhythm and Gash.
Yeah. That was released 2008 or something like that.
Yeah.
Then it just got re-released.
But the thing is that if you were living in London and
I guess so,
culture, you were around it. But if you weren't, there weren't anywhere to find it, was it? It weren't on mainstream radio. It weren't on radio. We had to listen to like Choice FM back then, or like whatever it was, you had to be watching Channel U to hear that stuff. Now it's on every radio station. Do you know what I mean? So like,
yes, sir. I'm still here, by the way. My camera just cuts out randomly.
That's all good.
You get used to it. That's so wild. Like, man recycled a tune that was at least 8-9 years old, and it banged differently in the club. Does that show that man was ahead of his time then?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the whole thing's ahead of its time. I think. Like,
you think the whole grime movement was ahead of its time?
I mean, I think so. It's like they were. The UK was ready for it at a time when it was ready for it. But like, these men have been doing their thing like for years, and it's only now they get the recognition that they should have had 15 years ago.
That's true. It's sad though because like, then I think like people like Wiley, people just look at him like this grumpy old man who just wants to just come out and cuss people.
The whole genre. Like, how many other people do you know that created a genre?
It's true, but people still jump on him like he's the bad guy most of the time when something happens. Like with the whole Stormzy beef that happened earlier this year, everybody just thinks, "Oh, what's this old man chiming in for?" Like he did anything. I'm sitting here thinking, "Yo, you guys have to put some respect on this guy's name. This is Wiley, bruv."
I know.
Like we're talking Roll Deep, Lord of the Mics, and that.
Contentious topic, but Wiley's Wiley, and if you've known I'm not going to speak on him. I booked him at this festival. He said some stupid things, and he's just been. He's dug his own grave in a weird way, but yeah,
it is what it is, I guess. Bruh, Mace, you got any industry questions?
What I was going to say.
Actually, you can't even hear him, can you?
Hear him, yeah.
Still can't hear him.
Lord! All right, ask me and I'll ask him.
You know what it is? I was just talking about there's a festival called Rhythm and Vines.
Rhythm and Vines, where?
Over in New Zealand. Obviously.
Have you heard of Rhythm and Vines, Chris? Over in New Zealand?
No, I haven't.
So yeah, like they were booking grime artists a little while back. So like in the last 5 years, they've been bringing in a lot of guys from the scene a long time ago.
He's basically saying that this is mad. He's basically saying that
deep in New Zealand, man.
this festival, which was happening in New Zealand, was just bringing in UK guys, booking grime heads out in New Zealand, like from early days. That's crazy, though.
Yeah,
like,
we're looking to do something out in Malaysia next year.
Sick.
And they got there's a market for it in Malaysia.
That's
and
mad.
Us, book the talent, bring these guys over. People want to see
it.
Yeah, so your thing on international, like we're getting there.
No, that's wicked still. Okay, this is one question an artist posed to me earlier this week when they found out we was going to talk to you. They basically wanted to know, what does it take for, say, I know you guys need to make your money for festivals because it's a huge expenditure, but in terms of shining light on new talent, what do they have to do what do you feel they have to do, say for Strawberries and Cream, to get onto one of your bills? Because that's their goal.
We've always like we always want to showcase new talent. That's like our bread and butter, our main thing. But we also have to sell tickets in it. So me and Priye do we go to a lot of gigs and we're seeing who these acts that are kind of causing up a stir and got a little traction and got a little following. They don't need to be like these acts like for example, acts we booked like that. We didn't pay Octavian. Well, we paid Octavian like 8 bills, but only because he blew up.
8 bills.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And we only paid that because he blew up after a few days after we had already put the offer in it because of the Drake thing happened. But like we kind of knew that he was doing his thing on the underground circuit. There's been a lot of people that kind of come out on the special guest flex, like H has been there before, D-Block Europe have been, NSG come long time, Abs come before. Like we get a lot of special guests come through, so it's quite a difficult one because what my ideal scenario is to just do a talent stage of showcasing up and coming talent, but because it's always previous, it's been a 1-day festival. It's like it's been about high energy, get in, get out, and every person on the bill has got to sell tickets to the thing. Innit? Yeah. But now I've got the 2 days, and I wanna push it forward more. So I think for an artist, it's just the case of reaching out, man. There's artists that have been on that bill for us that have just messaged me on Instagram, and I've really liked them, and I thought they were sick, and we just put them on the lineup, innit?
Oh, that's wicked.
So it's a direct. I know I always say that. It's quite difficult for me because at certain times of the year, I'm just like, why are you messaging me? The lineup's already out. But there are times in the year you can catch me and be like,
catch you in a good mood.
Yeah, you're sick. Let's put you on an early slot somewhere. We'll get you on. I feel what we're doing. Let's do it.
No, okay, fine. Because
this is one of those times of the year, by the way.
It's out there.
Yeah, come shout me.
It's always a case, like, because obviously you know a bit of what we do, and when we talk to the artists, they're obviously, most of them are like our entry stage, and they want that projection to be able to hit what they feel like a height of performing on a stage. Like your stage, massive. I mean, the headliners that you guys have just dropped, because this is the first phase of headliners you just dropped, isn't it? You've got a couple more to come still.
Well, the headliners there, I'm gonna announce some more stages.
There you go.
Yeah.
So their goal is to reach a stage like that where they're performing in front of people and get that kind of buzz and energy. Like, we were talking to Effie last week on the show, and we discovered that, and it made a lot of sense, like why she was as good as she was. Because what age was she, mate? She was 17, she said, right?
Early doors, man. She was with
she
was with Lamar.
Right, so she's touring with Lamar, and she's then got that kind of experience, and then her ears and her whole vibe is tuned a different way, and it's wonderful to see, because then when they come to venues like ours, and you just know there's a different presence and quality to them, and that's where the artists want to go, and that's where we kind of want to encourage them to go too. That's why
I think, like, artists, that's a really key point. It's like you need to really hone your talent. Like for me, if I heard that someone, for example, on your show that's like brilliant singer in their bedroom but has never done a gig before in their thing, me putting them on the Strawberries and Cream stage is irresponsible, because it's too much. You know what I mean? You need to be in the, like, them small venues and practicing and getting your mic confident and stage presence ready for like to be, and then to be put in front of a stage of
thousands
like,
of people.
thousands of people. It's not what you
when that
the
stage,
natural
right?
progression in it. There's a lot of graft before you can be like, all right,
Exactly.
then to be playing on a big stage.
Exactly. And little not spoiler alert, but a little insight is that's kind of where hopefully we want to work to, like with Levels and the Levels Lounge. We want to work it to almost be like a chain. Say if we worked in collaboration with yourselves, it's like a chain. Like people are doing Levels Lounges throughout the year and live shows, and then we do slightly bigger shows in clubs and stuff like that. And then if you pick them up, then you pick them up. That's the kind of progression that we want. It's literally all about just
Development.
It's all about that development. But in my head, I want to produce, as I said, those powerhouses that I know we've got.
We've
I
got
know
that
we've got in this
100%.
country, and I want to like again, like last week, it sounded like I was hating on the American. I'm a DJ who plays hip hop music. I'm a huge Chris Brown fan. Like I love their music, but I'm just saying I've come across way too many people here who I think are just as talented, and if pushed, and if we create some kind of gentle competition, I guess everybody can flourish, and that's what I'm trying to get at with I think of what we're doing here.
Yeah,
But as I said, with the Strawberries and Cream, it's a massive platform, and you man have done incredibly well with that, and we just hope that it keeps pushing, innit?
yeah, hopefully.
Next question. Somebody randomly asked about some TV show that you was on.
We forget about that. My man laughing downstairs.
Swerve.
It was no, honestly, it was probably the best 3 months of my life.
Yeah. What was the show, by the way? Because honestly speaking,
Shipwrecked.
I should have done my due diligence.
But yeah, you've got a reality star on here.
Yeah. Everybody's
I'm joking.
flocking.
It was Shipwrecked. I was stuck on a desert island in Fiji for 3 months.
You know how much I've wanted to go Fiji. Yo, Effie's half Fijian, isn't it? Remember? Sorry, random beat of knowledge.
Mad. I didn't know. Yeah, it's an amazing place, beautiful place. The show was cool, but like it served a purpose. I'm really glad I did it. I met some amazing people. Dipped my feet in TV, may dip in again, but not in the reality space. I don't think it's not really my bag
now. Okay, cool. So how long? So how old were you when you did that?
How old was I? 24. 2 years ago. Yeah.
2 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay, so then after Rotted, so did you gain a lot of traction from that, or just a little bit? Because again, people brought this to my attention. I was like, because as I said, I just come across your profile. I was like, oh, this brother seems cool. He's just doing this thing. Like I'm so bad when it comes to all of this reality TV and stuff. I'm really bad.
Yeah.
I'm fortunate enough to know, but I've balled with Ovi back in Northwest Jazz. Yeah. What? So, you went to school in Collindale?
Mill Hill. I went to Mill Hill County.
Ah, there you go. Yeah, that makes sense then.
Yeah.
But I was hooping with him in flipping Northwest Jazz when he was playing up there in Hendon.
Yeah.
So, like, I knew what it did for him. What in terms did it do for you, though? You said it serves a purpose, but what was your intent?
There was a lot of positives that came out of it. Like there was a press buzz around the show, so like that kind of.
I'm laughing because look at this across the thing. Go on. So go on.
Fresh beauty. Yeah. There was a lot of press buzz around it, and I got some like good media attention. And it kind of upped the profile of the festival. That had like Daily Mail articles now written about it and that sort of thing, and also kind of expanding my network as well. And I kind of got into that influencer space, which is like priceless in this day of modern marketing. So that's really helped kind of push the festival into different spaces and help market it like that. So yeah, there was definitely positives coming off the back of it. But I mean, I was lucky. I was fortunate because I went on the show knowing I've got Strawberries and Cream as my main thing. I'm not on here to win a reality TV show. I'm here on a desert island in Fiji, which I'm never going to be able to do again.
Yeah.
So I always had something to come back to. So yeah, it was a good part of my life.
Damn, man, I want to be on a desert island in Fiji, man. Jesus Christ, imagine that. I'm trying to get on a flipping boat tour. Hey, Jordan, again, if you're watching, please get me on that Tahiti trip for flipping the yacht week. If you've never done the yacht week,
I'm
again,
just,
I told you, do it.
yeah, we're doing something. I'm in talk to them.
Is it?
Mm.
Hey, do you know which route you're wanting to
I'm
do?
not sure yet, but we
Maybe you
kind
can't
of
even disclose that.
yeah, we're working on something.
Listen, hey, Mason, I'm telling you. In fact, I'm gonna go for the apple bum week. Chris, listen, if you don't invite me, I don't camp put out there now, yeah. I swear I will find you one way or another. I need to be on that. It is people, it is one of the best things ever. And I was fortunate enough to DJ on it. It was
Oh, sick.
brilliant. It was brilliant. Brilliant. I can't like be more, if you do pull something off, I can't be more excited for you. Do the Croatia route or do the Tahiti. Do the Tahiti route actually.
I think we were talking about Croatia, but I didn't know there was the Tahiti route. So
They literally just added it August they added it this year. They revealed it. And British Virgin Islands, but they do the British Virgin Islands from like now.
Wow.
Yeah, so they do it early. They do it throughout the year, man.
Okay.
So British Virgin Islands and then Croatia. Huh?
Yeah, there's big opportunities there. It's different. I'd love to do
Massive. You guys would do an amazing job there, I'm sure. One more question from one of the music people. This was from a DJ.
Yeah.
Simply saying, I want to DJ a thing. What do I need to do?
Send me a mix.
Simply.
Send me a mix. I mean, do you know what, bro? Like a lot of it's just personal relationships, man. Like I like working with people I like working with friends. I like seeing where I can help people out that have helped me out, sort of thing. So like, if I can make it happen, I'll make it happen. But yeah, it's not a case of, I don't think I've ever been like sent a DJ mix and be like, right, I'm putting these on, because I know
you DJ a bit yourself though.
I do a bit myself, yeah. So like, it's where there's a bit more to it than just being like, oh, this guy's like, just send me a mix. I don't think it's gonna run. I need to be like, there needs to be a bit of a buzz in terms of like, they're doing something slightly different, or like doing something for a certain cause, or I don't know. Yeah, there's a long list of DJs that are like, let's get on, but like, it's gonna be a case I probably need to know them personally, and that's an organic relationship that can happen out of nowhere. Like, I've just been on in Barbados with George. Do you know?
By the way, this is about the 10th time man's been in Barbados this year, while people are flipping struggling.
For work. But she was out there, and me and her just clicked like that, and now I'm gonna do a whole stage where she's creating it.
Swear.
We're gonna make that happen.
And Barbados.
And Barbados, yeah, we're gonna do soca and carnival and soca and dancehall stage, and she's creating the whole thing, and that's only because we clicked there and made it happen. Do you know what I mean? So,
you had a couple artists there the last time you went, didn't you? I forgot the name of them, but I remember there were two artists singing like that I've come across.
Yeah, so those two, I'm putting those two on the stage in the second wave lineup as well. Then they're flying out from Barbados. So there's a girl called Navy.
She's part of that dope group. She's part of a dope group, isn't it?
Taste of Pluto, yeah.
Hey, Mace, if you ain't heard them, they're wow.
Cold. But Navy's really, really, really good. Like, I'm a bit obsessed with her, actually. And then Ari Lopez as well.
That's the other one.
Yeah. So they actually, Ari was on the competition we ran.
That's where I recognize her from. Yeah. But Place of Pluto was on the competition as well. They submitted.
Yeah. So their record label got in touch with me, and that's how I ended up in Barbados. So
that's mad. So do you think a lot of this record industry or the music industry is more who you know?
Big time. It's about networking, man. Like, it's so important.
And you can't just rely on your talent.
Every deal we've done has come off the back of us. Like, it might not be initially knowing them before, but it's just making sure we know them before the deals. Like, I'm not gonna I don't like cold emailing anyone, because I'm less likely to do it. But if I've met someone at an event or been introduced to them a certain way, then I've got the in, and that's how the magic happens.
So you advise artists never just rely on your talent alone just to get you places, because I know a few of them. You've got
to come out the show and push it, or if you can't do it, get a manager.
Somebody who does. Get somebody who does. You hear that, people?
My man just
Yeah. Well done, Chris. You're in his good books for saying that, innit? No, but it's facts. I mean, to be honest, even doing the levels, I'm not the most. I don't think I'm the most like camera or photogenic person, whatever you want to
don't need
call it.
to
I'm not that at all.
though. How, like me and you, we had one call and I was like, I like this guy a lot.
Who?
So,
Me and you?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
So I was like, it's not a case of you don't need to be like, out,
Thank you.
like out there, like in a front face speak. It's just like how you click with people, isn't it?
No, it's true. I mean, and just about back, I think I hollered at you during just before you was about to do your Great Wall of China thing.
Yeah.
That's when I messaged you. Great thing, by the way. And yeah, I was really humbled by your response and just keenness just to like just share and just talk, and it was
No, do you know what it
really
is, bro?
nice.
Because what we're doing is like we're trying to push the music and champion future talent. But what you're doing on the grassroots level is so important, man. It's so important. I just believe so much in your platform and what you're trying to do and
Thank
how
you.
many people you're able to help with what you're doing. So I was just like, it's a no-brainer for me to try and do work with you.
Oh, it's mad appreciated, man. Fully appreciated. I know you're again strapped for time. How long we've been going for? I don't even know. Don't know. Have you got a couple more minutes still? You
Have I
good
got a
for
couple
time?
minutes?
Yeah.
I do.
All right, cool. So, I mean, you just dropped the Strawberries and Cream lineup. Who's the headliners, please?
So we got Party Next Door, Bugsy Malone,
Jesus,
Coffee,
Jesus.
Abracadabra, Parsaloo, Dig That, Mira May, and then we've got Tiffany Calver, Kenny Allstar, and the Beat Freaks, who are all bringing out a couple special guests.
Do you want to know something? I hope Kenny brings out one of the artists we pushed to you in the initial champion in future. His name is Lee, like I said.
I like him. He's sick.
Brother is fire.
Him and Kenny patterned up.
He won Kenny's competition. Kenny did a competition,
Fair. Oh,
and
then
he actually won it. Huh?
Trying to make that happen. And I like Lee. He's sick.
Bruv, the guy's flow was just cold.
Yeah, it was.
Then I found out he hooped in it, and I was saying I'm gonna dunk on him in it. So we'll see.
That's jokes.
Wow.
You should hear the way Mason's laughing because he knows that ain't true. And everybody watching this now, I got some glass ACLs. That is not happening. But same way.
Now Kenny always brings through some sick people on his set. So he brought through, I think it was the year Skepta was there. He had like Ambush there, and that's how the
Bushy's my boy.
yeah.
I need to get him.
Skepta collab happened. Like last year, he had Morrison. But Kenny's like that's what he does, isn't it?
Look at the thing against across the bottom. So what was you saying? Sorry.
Yeah, no. He always tells us like he doesn't tell us like massively in advance who's coming, but like we always know that there's going to be some sick talent there.
Yeah.
So yeah, if they're linked up, then anything's possible for that.
I really hope so with that one. In fact, I'm talking to him, Lee, now, and I'll hope to get him on very soon, very soon, because I want to hear his come up because he's not from London. He's not from. Well, he's from. I think near Birmingham.
Yeah.
I think near Birmingham or something like that. So I want to hear his story in it because we all come on here with a London mindset and a London perspective, and I kind of equate us like over the stateside to like New York, and then you've got Philippines, Miami or something, or somebody just coming out of nowhere. Yeah. So I want to hear their story, what inspired them and that. So that'd be real interesting to learn. But the lineup is fire. I mean, and you said you're gonna. How many more stages you planning to introduce?
Definitely 2 more, I think. Maybe it depends on like sponsor deals and whatever. So like this is my like it's weird how it works. Like I've got a budget for a lineup, but if I can get more budget from other brands, then I can put more artists on.
Yeah. Have you got on those other stages other like kind of semi headliners, as to say, or you have? Yeah. Okay, cool. And when are they due to drop?
Early next year. I can't put the exact date. Yeah, waiting for COVID to kind of allow up.
What is your opinion on all this?
I think we're going to be fine. I think the vaccine, the Oxford vaccine that's coming out, is going to kind of let the country open up by summer. I think we're putting in a load of measures for like rapid testing on site, and if we need to do socially distanced or like masks, like if you're going to have to wear masks on entry and by the bar, because like other countries that it's open, like you just need to. There's just ways around it. So I've got a really good production company this year that are going to make sure we're all COVID compliant in a way, but we're putting it on.
Okay. Do you not think though that this thing is moving a bit mad? Like how them man are saying one thing one day. Literally, if you think about it, yeah. This time last week, we were tier 2 or tier 3. We were tier 2. Yeah.
Moving mad, yeah.
Next thing you know, Wednesday, we're thinking about going tier 3. Thursday morning, we're tier 3. Friday, okay, chilled. Saturday, the thing went 0 to 100 real quick.
I know.
Don't you think this is moving mad though? Like how all these opinions, well, not all these opinions, all these random facts are coming out of the blue.
I don't know. You need to just read between. Like, there's a lot of headlines, and the actual facts are a bit dubious in terms of what, like this new strain, like this new strain has got so much fear in people, but actually it's
100.
It's the same thing. It's just like spreading a bit faster. The vaccine's gonna sort it out anyway. Like, I mean, the amount of people that are now sitting in their house, like worried to meet their family or whatever over Christmas because of what they've said about it. Yeah. I mean, you just got to play the cards you're dealt in it. Like they're at the end of the day, the government. I know we're gonna have to abide by what they say, but I do believe that the country will be open to festivals our size for sure. That like by that stage, I don't know about 200,000 people festivals when there's international people flying in and out, but I think 10,000 local thing would be good.
So you're very hopeful still that strawberries will still pop.
I'm confident.
Oh, good. And then in saying that, then what's your general then thought of how? Well, we can only obviously speak. Well, actually, maybe you can speak on the international scene as well. Like, what is it like then on the music scene? For how do artists feel if you talk to any of them on that level with regards to what's going on with COVID and interrupting their work and all of this stuff?
Perform, man. They want to tour. They ain't been able to perform in like a space where they get the energy off the crowd in months, man. So, and like that's a big part of their income now. We know how the industry's set up. Like they make their money from being out there and live and playing. So it's hitting them hard. I mean, there's a lot of obviously room for getting the studio time in and being creative on that front. But I do think that at the end of the day, these people just want to be out there and sing to people and perform.
And do their thing.
Yeah.
Do their thing. Fine. Gonna wrap this up with you because again I know you push your time. First thing, favorite music artist ever.
Jesus.
I need to start doing some more people actually. Sade. Yeah. Well, she's a bad girl, so run that.
I don't know. Or Huss. I'm a big Huss fan. I want him to come back with some more heat for us.
Is that now or just ever? Huss, ever?
What do you mean?
Like as I said, like who's your favorite artist ever?
Ever Sade. She does mad things for me.
All right, cool. Sade. But one thing about Huss, I know he made it because his song Spirit, right? I was watching NBA The Jump, ESPN, and I'm here. I had to reload the clip about 6 times. Like I don't know do you watch basketball at all?
Nah, I know about.
Fine, Mason. Did you watch any basketball highlights from last season?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Fine. I don't know if you remember a play where James Harden was just dribbling off the ball and he did his patented step back.
Yeah.
And the guy dropped and he rolled the ball in his hand and he licked his lips. Do you remember that clip? Yeah. And then just as that shot was about to go off, they played J Huss Spirit. And I was just like, what? J Huss on ESPN.
Huss is one of the hardest. I think, you know what? I think for the UK, Huss is probably, for me, he's the guy. He's up there for me in terms of UK artists.
You can't hear what he's saying, can you, Chris? Still, he's just saying basically Huss is one of the hardest.
Yeah,
I'm saying Huss is the hardest.
He's a genius of our age, man. Real talk.
I'm saying even going back to some of his earlier stuff, Huss has been doing bits with me.
He has. I mean, bumped into him in Ibiza a few years ago when I was with Applebum. Humble fella as well.
Yeah,
humble fella.
Lovely guy.
Humble fella.
Well,
All right,
Rice
cool.
might not
So
work.
you got Sade doing bits for you. Yeah. Who is the best person you've ever seen in concert?
Kano.
Kano.
Yeah. His live
Oh,
was mad. When he brings out the
oh,
band. Oh God.
oh. Kano's a good one still. Actually,
Is there talk of Kano being on future Strawberries and Cream?
is there talk of Kano? He was on one. Kano was on one a few years back. No,
Kano's
Kano's been 2 years ago, if I'm right.
Okay.
2017 or 18.
2016 Kano was.
Rah, 2016. Kano was on. Rah,
He just dropped Made in the Manor.
rotted.
Got the whole thing live band.
Yeah. Dun dun dun
Dun,
dun
dun,
dun
dun,
dun
dun,
dun.
dun.
Oh, I bring him back because I just want to be there for that
I
vibe.
would put Kano in a heartbeat, man. I love that guy.
100%. Bring him back in.
Jesus, be there on a heartbeat. All right, mine personally, I've got two: Chris
Yeah.
Brown and flipping Busta Rhymes.
See, I've never seen either of those two. But I would
Busta Rhymes is different.
I've
Is
seen
it?
both.
I'm not
I've
even
seen,
lying.
seen both of them still.
Busta Rhymes, because have you ever played a Midnight Madness, Mason?
No.
He was at probably like 2006, 2007 Midnight Madness. What did he just drop? He dropped Break Your Neck. Lord have mercy. And he wheeled it up a good 10 times, yeah? The guy had the same energy.
Yeah.
Like, he is a workout. It's not even a concert, it's a workout with Busta Rhymes. But, and then Chris Brown, I saw when he released his second album, when he did Kiss Kiss. But this brother was in Crystal Palace, England basketball court, yeah? Man was doing backflips and
he's a
proper
performer, man.
performing. Like,
This is
Chris
the thing,
Brown is
though.
amazing.
That's gonna be one to watch too.
Chris is an amazing talent.
Chris is breezy is hard. All right, cool. For next 5 years, where do you want Strawberries and Cream?
I want us to be a massive digital platform.
Digital.
Yeah, man.
So what, like rivaling, what's it called, Boiler Room kind of digital, or what?
Room. I think there's a space in it. I think there's a space in the market for the online platform. Yeah, in the Boiler Room space, maybe like kind of link up TV-ish, but not. That's definitely a big focus for me. I want to be like. I want to have events in multi-continent, like all across the continents. I want to do Africa. I want to do America. I want to do Australia. I want to do Dubai. I want to do IB for all that. So, yeah, we're moving out of just little old Cambridge.
Oh, wow, Cambridge has served you well so far.
It has, and it'll always be home. It'll always be home.
Nice.
If he was to start, like, sorry, if he was to give any advice to people starting out trying to build a platform, like a Strawberries and Cream, what advice would he give them?
So the question is, what advice would you give to people who wants to start out in a platform like what you're doing with Strawberries and Cream?
I think you need to love it a lot, because there's many setbacks, and like we've been doing this for years with no money. Like I've been so broke at many a times. I had to walk home from Central to Edgware because I couldn't afford that money. Sort of.
And we're not talking Edgware Road, people, where they're flipping shawarmas are.
End of the Northern Line.
Northern Line, yeah.
Yeah. And the sacrifice you got to make. And it's just you got to have the vision as well. I suppose when we started this, I didn't know. When we were doing the club nights, I didn't know I was going to be in this space here. But you got to be in it, love it, and then maneuver that vision where you can see it could go, and then just chase that.
No, that's dope advice, to be honest, because I think sometimes people come into things quite rigid and say, I want to do this and I want to do that. And I can relate to exactly what you said, because as I said, I started Levels as a club night. All I wanted to do was throw a nice night and just have a rave.
Yeah.
Up until 2 years ago, when I was just like, I'm playing in Camden, I see the most eccentric fashion all over the place. Oh, let's smash it up together. Then all of a sudden, I found myself digging deeper into what fashion brands, like, again, as always, when made by Mensa on the head. And then you dig that, and then you're like, what do I like as a DJ? I like to find music. What's my favorite music? R&B and soul music and new soul. That's my favorite genres of music. So then I dig into that, and like now I'm maneuvering into what you see is now. And you're right. You have to be flexible in your approach.
But my vision for it being online wasn't really a thing before this year. Really, I've always said that, but like now it's like that's where I'm putting energy. So yeah.
If he had sort of like a sort of like a unlimited budget, so
If you had an unlimited budget,
with dick in his pockets, right? What's the top 5 artists that you would book?
oh, what are we talking? Dead or alive? Sorry, I'll tell you in a minute, Chris.
I'll say alive. Let's just
fine.
go with the people.
He said if you had unlimited if we're talking Jeff Bezos money, yeah.
Yeah.
If you had Jeff Bezos money, which top 5 artists alive would you book?
I mean, I'd book Drake to sell it out.
100%. Man will make his money back ASAP.
I'd book Missy Elliott because
I've seen Missy.
Yeah,
I've seen Missy. Yeah, she's cold.
Her live and production is just wild, and like you know how we're always about like old school, new school. I mean, you know me, I like house as well, innit? So
yeah,
there's a couple house DJs that I'd be spending money on. Black Coffee, number 1.
100.
5. Who else we got?
So we got Drake, we got Black Coffee, we got Missy.
Oh, that's an interesting one. I really want to put 50 Cent next year. Him growing up was a big part of my my music life. And I think he's very he's good for the brand.
He's a banter guy as well. That'll be cool. He's a banter guy. He just loves jokes, bro.
He's managed to hold it. He's got a space online in it where he doesn't have to produce music, but he's still all the kids know who he is.
Exactly.
So, I think he'd do well. And then
so that's 4.
Oh, mate, I tried Georgia this year and I couldn't afford her. So, yeah, I wanted her this year. So, and yeah, she was out of budget, which is mad. I had a big budget this year. But
who? Sorry, was it
Georgia Smith?
Georgia.
Yeah. So she's the only person I've actually tried to go for that we were like, can't afford her.
That's a sellout just for the man.
So yeah, she would have been there as well.
Mason said that's a sellout just for the man.
Just for the man. That's a sellout.
Oh, Georgia.
Get Georgia on stage.
I love Georgia.
Yeah.
She's blown up though. Fine. I'm gonna put you on the spot. Georgia or LMA?
I mean, what? I don't know what LMA.
Chinese guy. Huh? LMA.
Yeah.
Why Ella?
Because I don't know. I mean, I love Georgia, but Ella's got some tunes that have really stuck with me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she also I rate how she managed to cross over. It's hard to do. Really hard to do.
But again, I think that I heard a little bit of her story. She bumped into Mustard. And everybody knows when you hear Mustard and a yo. Everybody knows when that happens, you're turning up. So at the same time, like what you're saying, like she got that hookup. Huh?
But yeah, no, that is the case, yeah. But still, she managed to do it, and that she bumped into Mustard, as I was saying earlier. It's your network, isn't it?
Yeah, it's true. But man, that's a golden flipping touch to bump into Mustard, and she just went on to collab with anybody. And her tune with Usher, which I thought was a banging tune, didn't get much shine. And had people like Jermaine Dupri in that video, etc. It was a live video. What's Changi saying? People have been sleeping on African beats and their influence for far too long. # bring the motherland home. I mean, listen, I could easily chuck out an entire flipping what's it called, Afro house set, easy.
Yeah, same. That's my go-to.
Easy. But hey, if man's booking Black Coffee, I think. I mean, bruv, that lineup is actually mad though. Drake, Black Coffee,
Missy
50,
Elliott.
Missy, and Georgia. Smith. Oh Lord.
That's a sellout. That's what
man's
I said.
covering bases.
It's a sellout. It's a sellout.
Man's tripping his money. Easy.
I think if you think about
your phone's about to die.
Yeah.
All right. Let's wrap up. All right. Chris, thank you so much. We'll probably try to get you on again anyways, as has been like a fun conversation, and more people definitely want to be speaking to you.
Yeah, and I want to be able to speak to Marv on the other side as well.
What'd you say?
I want to be able to speak to Mace as well.
Oh yeah, exactly. Fully hear you. Do you know what I think it is? I think it's your headphones. Take your headphones off,
bro. Any
Nah.
Nah.
No, you can't hear him still. All right, cool. Yeah, no, but we need to get you on. Yeah, again, so you two can probably talk. But again, we've got so many more questions that we can ask you and get more opinions on the music industry, because you're in in a space where I think a lot of the artists that we deal with would like to find out some more information about. So
Yeah, sure, man.
definitely. Thank you for your time.
Man.
And we'll talk soon. I need to drop you a message about that clothing brand, by the way, as well. They spoke to me literally just a minute ago, asking about you because I knew that you was coming on. So yeah,
All right, G.
we'll talk. Bless. Thank you so much for your time, man.
And take care.
Have a good evening.
Good.
Peace.
Love.
Love, bro. Cool, man.
Mr. Basin.
Yeah, bro. I don't know what's wrong with my mic. So
You think it's your mic?
I don't know. I think it's my mic. I think it's my mic. I also think it's like we had the same issue last week with the setup. I think the third person that joins the room seems to sometimes have no sort of like.
Like Effie was just taking her time to spool up. Oh, but before we kicked Chris out, or well, he jumped out. As you can see, his @ is on the bottom. Follow at Chris Jammer on the IG. If anybody's interested in reaching that festival, Strawberries and Cream Festival, where you can get the tickets is just literally across the bottom. I'm going to leave that there for a second, just so you guys can take it in. Mad lineup this year with one of my personal favorite artists for the past 2 years, Party Next Door. Party Next Door is bringing that different vibe, innit?
Yeah, man. Literally.
Bringing that different vibe.
They've been bringing that vibe for a long time, but Party Next Door are just cold.
Yeah,
they've been cold, and I like the fact that they explore different styles. They don't just come with the same style, you know.
No,
I've seen them jumping on sort of like reggae type beats and shit, doing a couple of bits. So yeah, Party Next Door is hard. I mean, now Ranger like been on there as well.
I mean, who did just do a tune with? Was it Popcorn they just did a tune with?
Who?
Party Next Door. You got me feeling like that's Drake.
No,
I forgot what it was. I'm sure it was. Changi will probably tell me.
We'll figure it out, man. Figure it out someplace.
But yeah, no, it's a real big lineup. Abracadabra, who
I mean, it's for me. If you're a UK head and you're into UK music, it's definitely a good shot in terms of festivals.
You know, it is. I think they find the right balance.
Yeah, they find the right balance because there's house heads on there as well. And for years, I've been a man that likes house, but when you play hip hop and R&B, you kind of get stuck in when you're playing certain sets. You try and do a little crossover. I remember playing in South London, and I'm like, yeah, cool. I'm gonna try and be clever and just mix some hip hop with some house, because at certain BPMs, if you're a DJ, you know you.
Yeah, you do it, right? Bruv. What did mix that do? I did Bodak Yellow. I mixed that into what's it called? Huh?
I used to run that into bloody what's his face all the time, Julio Bashman.
Yeah, so you did that. I went into Don't Panic, DJ Gregory, which was the Migraine Skank, basically instrumental.
Yeah.
That's what I used to run that into. But you're right. I mean,
the original. I mean, going back to the set. I mean, I got. I was able to get 2 house songs in before I almost lost a third of my
the crowd. Yeah, you have to do it quickly. But the thing is, that's why I mixed 2 songs into those ones, innit?
Man were like, yeah, what is? And they're ready to they're just ready to cut. So you at the same time, you got to know who's in the crowd as well. Like,
they're also bad that you actually do that as well.
Yeah, before you try and run that and try and get away with it.
I think we just get bored.
You know what I mean? Like, if you're running,
you just get bored.
Running a hip hop set, anything between sort of like a 125 BPM upwards,
you're setting yourself up for a nice little bit of house.
You can set yourself up even some old school G if you get high enough. But the mixing has to be smart, and do you know what I mean? It's got to be precise. If you come with some nonsense, people are going, don't do that.
I don't want that.
I don't want to do that. I'm going for a cigarette. But
that's the thing. Then, do you think as a DJ? Oh man, I should have hollered at Jerome actually. Do you think then as a DJ then? Because we've got a certain ear. Like, even if we're in a crowd, we can hear a mix coming in. right? I've been in a crowd where a DJ has just like smashed the mix to bits, but people are stagnant in it. They're like, okay, what's he bringing in? Blah blah blah. People, I see people like thinking too long about the music instead of just enjoying the vibe that you're in there and then.
I tell you what, yeah, I feel like you get different types of people out in clubs, right? And depending on where the location is, some people might be regulars, some people might be new to it. So, you know, what you're going to get when you go to like a West End club, you're going to get a slightly different vibe. When you're doing like a standard sort of like, you know, in the city kind of event, like let's say a Vodka Revolutions, yeah?
Oh God.
There's going to be a lot of mic talk. There's not going to be a lot of mixing half the time because it's just going to be straight drops, pull-ups, wheel-ups, mic talk, all that kind of stuff. If you go to a Shoreditch, yeah, 100% you're going to get like, you know, some mixing and shit. In the West End, you're going to get some mixing, but you're going to get the odd, dodgy commercial tune come in there because they need to appease the people that's
there.
That's there. So
I mean, I told you the story last time about the bar manager who flipping told me not to play this jumpy music because he wants to keep.
I tell you what, yeah, I was told one time. I was told specifically one time. I don't think I'm going to hot up the people that did it. I'm not going to hot them up.
Do it.
However, my boy Jay, he can back me up on this. Donny came up to me and said to me straight up, look, bro, like, not too much of that jungle stuff, like, you know. And he was listen.
What?
Listen,
jungle, you know?
listen.
Not even
not too much
jungle.
Not too much of that jungle music, man. They do too much of the jumping. I'm like, the fuck are you talking about, bro? Like, listen, it's been messy sometimes, man. Like,
we do get people who are just brave, innit? But that's the alcohol talking.
It's not even just that. I feel like we need to be sort of appreciative of the fact that now we've got places like Strawberries and Cream. Now we've got the wirelesses and stuff. Because if you were DJing before all of these places where you would see the hip hop and R&B celebrated, right? You would understand how difficult it was to just play some urban music and just be left alone to play the music.
Yeah, it's very. I think some people think DJing is an easy task. It's not. It's not. Obviously, people would be sitting here thinking, "Oh, you would say that." It's actually not, because there's like what we were saying before. Remember the first episode that we did? We were talking about selectors and DJs, and the examples we were using was Super D. We was using an example of Super D and what's not Premiere, Pioneer. And I love that example because, as I said, for me, Super D, he's a good DJ, but I put him as a better selector. Pioneer, good DJ.
I'm not gonna lie though,
but not as good a selector as Super.
Yeah, but it's hard to choose between the two because I think at one point there was a clear. Now that the gap's been minimized, at one point Super was definitely head and shoulders over Pioneer, in my opinion.
Yeah, but that's because he was a selector and people were coming to him to drop them rhythms because he had House End back in 2003.
He was doing bits before.
Oh, shut up! Look at this one. Grab a laptop.
Download Spotify, sign in, turn on your Bluetooth, press play. You know what? That's valid though, because nowadays that's what we're getting. We're getting a lot of people that are saying that they're DJs because they can mix one or two tunes, or they've got a playlist. They want to play the hits.
Yeah,
they want to go in. I think as a DJ, to be sort of like an open format DJ is probably harder. Yeah. You know, when I say open format, I'm talking about being, like we were talking about earlier, being able to splice all the tunes together and keep it 100. House DJs, there's a skill with it. Like, people might think it's hard, like it's easy.
I was gonna rubbish it, but yeah,
but there's a skill that comes with being a top house DJ. There's the way of capturing the energy, knowing, you know, where the energy is in the tracks, all that kind of stuff that people just don't get. They just, you know what I mean? It's like, okay, what's the top 10 house song? Yeah, cool, I'm going to play that.
There was a flipping, what's it site everybody used to go to? I forgot the name of it now.
Yeah.
Not Track Source, it was the other one.
Something like that. stuff
Yeah.
like that. People probably use track source as well, but yeah, all of those, like genres. To be a top DJ in your genre, it takes a lot of work. Even like turntablism, like I like that stuff, but I'm nowhere near the top. There's a
Listen,
it's crazy turntablism.
people need to listen to your scratching, especially the one that you sent me the other day. My God.
Oh, the sex on fire.
My God, listen, your hands were moving wavy. I know it was an effect, but your hands were literally moving wavy, bruv.
You know
What?
what? It's taken time, man. It's taken time. It's taken time.
Oh crap. Yeah.
It's
I
it's
mean, it
taken
has.
time.
That's practice. Like
It's taken
that's
time.
a certain level of ambidextrous I would never like achieve simply because I don't practice though.
That's what. Yeah, I think with anything, and this is what people don't realize. With anything,
Mm.
there's ways to learn, and what you're not taught is how to properly learn something.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm
It's
trying
true.
to say? Like what you're not taught is how to properly learn something. I'm not saying even with sports, like you've got to be talented, but you can teach someone to be an okay basketball player, or an okay football player. You
I
can
mean, look
teach
at
them.
Jordan Henderson in Liverpool, bruv.
Yeah, but listen. I'm gonna jump on that real quick and say Jordan Henderson. I never used to rate him.
I still don't rate
I never
him,
used to rate him,
bruv.
but you know what he does?
What?
He's that what's that black guy that used to play for Man United back in the day? Paul Ince. He is the Paul Ince of Liverpool.
Bruv.
He's the Paul. You know why? Because he runs. He's the one with the
Don't tell
bloody
me,
head
don't tell
running
me you're
around
one
all
of
the
these
time.
passion merchants, bruv, in
No,
football.
it's not even
Where's
passion.
Arsenal though?
Listen, don't worry about it. We'll talk about that. Yeah, but he runs consistently, and he's always protecting the defense.
It's a line wire. Sorry, God.
But he does bits. I'll give it to him. Without him in that Liverpool midfield, they may struggle.
I don't think so.
No, they would, because no one runs as hard as he does. He runs his heart out.
Yeah. What? So you're telling me you'll take one of those guys over a flipping
No.
Thiago?
No. See, that's the thing.
There you go then.
Thiago is a
So
baller,
what's the point in your running then, bruv?
but at the same time, he is a player that you need on side. Sometimes you need those players for them kind of games. There's certain
To be
games
honest,
that you need those players.
I'm just chatting fast anyway, just because I want to argue. But like for example, like Man United when they weighed in Leeds yesterday, yeah. But me, like every other United fan, was looking at that team thinking, man, why? Why am I playing the third team? And then Scott McTominay bagged 2 goals in 3 minutes. I was like, rotted, okay. But you're right, but that's down to coaching, I guess. Like, I think Ollie got lucky in picking McTominay for that game and Daniel James, because that was a game where, good as Leeds are, their tactics play into Man United's hands. But even still, I say if Man United played Pogba in that game, I think that scoreline would have been way higher. Probably like
Yeah.
12-2. Simply because Pogba will play a little bit smarter than what's his name? Scott McTominay, and probably put people through differently. But anyways, listen, let me not get Changi started in it, because if he's still in this thing, he'll probably say sell Pogba now anyway. This ain't a football chat, bruv, so shut up.
Yeah, man. Let's leave it. But yeah, getting back to the music, getting back to the DJing and stuff. I feel like the comment that was made was definitely justifiable, man.
Which one?
About Spotify playlists and stuff, and the fact that I tell you what, a lot of the software that's used for DJing. So if you're like a DJ like me that uses sort of like the DVS, with them building in the streaming services into the software, it tells you exactly that comment has some kind of.
So it has some weight to it. It does. It holds a lot of weight to it. It's just annoying to see it.
Yeah, of course. Look, if you're someone that's been on the DJ thing for, let's say, 5 years, and you've been steadily learning and getting out there and doing your thing, and then you see someone come up in 3 months, it's gonna bug you.
But it's like what Chris said. It's like what Chris said about networking as well, to some degree, because
Oh, look, that's
I
key.
fell into that trap personally, because like I've said before, I'm not a DJ on your level where you're scratching and blending. I like my blends. That's what I stuck to because that's what I liked to do.
Mhm.
That's what I felt. That's the lane I wanted to stay in, and I felt I was good. Where and then I go out and I hear DJs clanging. I'm just like, what is this? And that's why I was like, I'm not gonna bother networking. I'm just gonna try and create my own space. Hence why I created Levels, innit? So
Look, and that's exactly what I actually said I was going to mention it on the podcast at some point. But now that you've brought it up, let's just bring it to the table. Um, if you're a DJ out there, you've got a gripe about who's getting on and who's not getting on.
Mm.
Just create your own platform. Grab yourself a small little space in a bar somewhere. Put some money behind it. Get a couple of friends to come down. Bring a friend. If you know 20 people and they will bring one
my
person,
friend, it's doubled.
you know what I mean? You're nice. You know,
Yeah.
just throw down some vibes and then just build it up
Yeah.
week by week or month by month or whatever, however way you want to do it.
Yeah,
Just start breaking through and doing your own space.
100%.
Cannot wait for someone to bring you on certain platforms.
Yeah,
It's just, it is what it is.
it is.
Like Chris explained, because I was sitting there listening quietly because obviously my mic wasn't really working and connected to his. But he's talking about working with people personally. That he knows, that he's built some and
Relationship with,
yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. So when you see people on, they are probably better than you at the networking side of things.
Yeah.
And it's just what it is. It's very rare that you just get plucked out of a situation. Yeah, you know, you could be the most talented person, but you know nobody. You're going
nowhere.
You're going nowhere.
And unfortunately, that's the fact of the matter. Not just in the music industry or the DJ space that we're in, but I think it applies to every kind of facet of work
in
that
life.
you do.
In life, it's in life. Like
you have to network, you have to connect, you have to reach out, you have to. I think that's what social media is kind of doing in a bigger sense, though. You have to give a piece of yourself to
Do you cold message people like? As in, like, would you come across someone and just hit them with a message though?
I do, but simply because of what I do with the Levels platform in terms of fashion. Although we have, say, posted something from the person, previous to that, we wouldn't have any kind of link up. Right. Now, I've been very fortunate because I keep it quite personal in the approach. Like, I will voice note them in the DMs. Like, it won't just be a typed message, for example, because everybody gets those typed messages, which is like, this is just such a generic message. Hey. So I actually will speak to them and say, look, this is me, blah, blah, blah. Yes, sometimes you get air, but I've been fortunate enough to get a lot of response from it as well. So I do, but I think it's sometimes dependent on, what's it called? It's dependent on the situation. Music-wise, I get where Chris is coming from in that. But with brands, because half the time they're so small, that's the only way to kind of almost reach out to them because you're not going to see them anywhere else, especially with the brands that we deal with.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
So I do.
It's just one of them things. It's literally just one of them things where you just have to. You have to be out there. You've got to listen. You got to get some thick skin as well because you might reach out to some people and, like you said, you might get some air and.
You might get the coldest air, bro.
If you're emotional about it,
the game ain't for you, young buck.
Here's the thing, though. It's like some people take it personally. It's like, no, man, they just aired me. No, fuck them. Here's the thing. Let's say you're a fashion designer and you reach out directly to a Dior and they air you. Understand that they've probably looked at you, even if they've read it and just aired it. They've probably looked at you and just said, "You're not really on the level that we want to be on. You don't even warrant a response." And I know that might, on a personal level, that might feel a certain type of way, but it is what it is. If, let's say, you built your brand into something that was, you know, decent, you know, let's say nationally, not internationally, but nationally, and you're selling bits, your items are in a certain place, in a certain position, they might just come back at you and say, you know what, actually, now you're in a position to work with us.
Let's work with you.
Let's work. What you shouldn't do at that point is just go, nah, fuck you didn't want me then. No, take me that. See that?
But that's what happens a lot of time, though.
That actually is going to fuck you up, like seriously, because at that particular point in your career, when you're building, say, your national brand that's gone national, Dior could take you internationally, and because of your own sort of like pride and ego, all of a sudden you've missed an opportunity to go international.
Mhm.
You know, and then that you might get to go international, but it might take you another 5 to 10 years because of the
Yeah.
markets and how things work. So
Yeah.
you could have missed an automatic elevation because you put your pride and your feelings in the way of what this is. This is just business, most of it.
And sometimes people just get too in their feelings.
Don't get in your
I
feelings,
admit,
man.
I admit it happens to me. It happens to me sometimes, but I think also I've got a level of stubbornness in it because
Yeah.
I always go back to like say how hard I ride for Camden, and probably that probably wasn't the smartest thing to do. But that was just me being knuckle-headed, I guess. But really wanted to make something work. I guess you learn how to make those decisions eventually. You learn how to make those decisions eventually, and sometimes you never know what you can do. In fact, you have to learn what you can do for yourself first before anybody can help you.
Facts.
That's what
Facts.
people have to learn to do. And for example, in this whole COVID time, like Sunday was meant to do that shoot with Effie, and we couldn't. Now, I said to Effie, look, for me, I'll do it anyway. But then she made a very valid point in saying that, you know what, I need to probably go to my family, leave London, blah, blah, blah. Other people had to do the same thing. I was like, cool.
Yep.
Unanimous decision. Everybody go home. It was mainly her call. Everybody go home, do your thing. Effie calls me today saying that one of the guys tested positive for COVID anyway, so it was a good thing that we didn't do it. Everything happens for a reason. But then at the same time, I was also like, you know what? This only gives us more time for prep. And so the next time when we do actually do this and actually really pull it off, we can probably see a lot of things that we probably would have missed this time. So you have to be fluid in the approach. That's one of the key things which I think we all missed a lot of times. Being fluid.
Patience as well.
Nobody's patient.
Being patient is
I'm impatient.
one of those things, and you just think, you know what? Actually, all of this, you could be putting in work now that only comes to light in 4 years' time.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm trying to say? It only comes to light in 4 years' time.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen overnight. Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Indeed. And this is actually such a great example. It's great that we actually had Chris on and he picked up on something. I was like, oh, that ain't fair. But we've theoretically been running. He's run Strawberries and Cream for the same length of time I ran Levels. We both said we started about 5 years ago. Yeah. So his market was Cambridge. He was in that market where he could actually probably just appeal to people because they're only playing the urban stuff and it's now beginning to boom and blah, blah. Great, no problem. He's gonna have a first following. I did that in London. Now I made a couple not mistakes. I made a couple of decisions along the way which probably hampered what I was doing, and probably who knows, Levels would have been a bigger thing. But I don't think Levels would be what it is right now, and what I'm doing, which I feel is what it needs to be.
Yeah, Levels is coming though. Like
it will come. But look at the difference. He's doing flipping. He's booking Party Next Door, and I'm here on the grassroots. So it's just it just shows a different type of skills. But he put himself in a space, especially with Shipwrecked, innit? I genuinely had no idea. He put in that space with Shipwrecked, and then he got exposure from that. And like he said, it helped a little bit clearly. So next thing you know, boom.
I'll tell you what. I got a DM. I had to show it to the missus as well. I got a DM one time for several. In fact, I got several DMs. So you know, some of these producers, they go through Instagram and they try and hit up people. So I got a DM for that celebrity dating thing. Yeah, and I was like, straight up, no way.
It wasn't first dates or nothing like that, was it?
No. It's celebs go dating.
Oh, wow, okay. Man's a celeb, yeah.
I said no because obviously they were trying to get you to go on a date with like a specific celeb or whatever, and I was just like, I'm not putting myself in that space. Like, absolutely not. I got one for Naked Attraction as well.
Oh, you should have gone on that, bro. That would have been funny.
The worst thing is, I said no,
and then I see,
absolutely not, bro. Like, no way. I said to her, look, what if I went on there and like obviously just got a little bit of traction? No way. Listen, you know what it is?
Work.
Obviously, it was just a joke. I was never gonna go on there, but it's the implication that it would bring to my family, and it's like me being naked on TV. That's never gonna go away, bro. Like,
I know it's just nudity, man.
Yeah, of course it's just nudity, but No way. No way. That's
Oh.
not for me. That's not my path. The celebs go dating thing was actually just quite funny because when I actually ended up watching the series, I was just like, it was. I was trying to figure out which one of these people they were trying to pick me with, and it's just like, it was slim. It was slim as fuck.
The slim pickings.
Slim pickings. Gemma Collins was on there, and I was dying.
That's you, man.
Are you
So
mad?
sorry, Mrs. I'm sorry.
Are
Gemma
you
Collins was you,
mad?
Joe.
Bro, listen. Leave it. Yeah.
Leave it. Oh man.
No, but yeah, man. Like, I mean, I'm pissed that my microphone didn't work today because I had a
Oh.
few questions, but like,
You could have asked me still to
yeah, that's
translate
just the
in
thing. But I didn't really want to interrupt it. I felt like, to be honest, it was flowing well anyway. So,
bro. There's
thought-
tons of questions. Chris is an open kind of fella, innit? We'll get him on again for sure.
yeah, man, definitely. I
We'll
feel
get him on
like
for sure.
it was interesting to see what he said when I said if they had an unlimited budget, because that's when things change with people. When you give someone an unlimited amount of money, what can they do with it? Like, it's nice to see who he would bring on, because I never expected him to say Missy Elliott at all.
That's a curveball, and I've seen Missy. Missy.
I've never expected him to say Missy Elliott at all. And obviously the right move is to put Drake on there because he's a sellout regardless.
That's how you know that brother's Nigerian, innit? That business now is on point.
Bro, Drake is a sellout regardless.
Yeah.
So just Drake on his own, Black Coffee on his own is just, and for me, that would be a smart ass move. You can see that he's thought about that, because Black Coffee just on his own at a festival, you're looking at what's
Stampede,
bruv?
bruv.
10,000 people?
But yeah.
15,000 people.
Yeah.
Him by himself will bring in about 5,000 people.
Yeah.
Just Black Coffee in that little space alone. Drake will sell out the whole thing.
Yep.
But a lot of people.
He did it to O2, which is how many thousand people?
Yeah, that was crazy. All of those shows. To be honest, I'm not really a concert type of guy.
I'm not. I'm Jazz Cafe or flipping Ronnie Scott's.
I like the levels where it's a little bit more intimate. I like being on that scale. The concerts, the big get ups, and I saw Jay-Z and Beyonce when they did the tour. I saw that.
Okay.
Yeah,
I say that. Wireless 2012.
Yep, I was there.
Oh,
I was there.
family.
I was there.
That was one of the best days of my life.
Hardest. We literally had this conversation the other day. Wireless 2012 was one of the hardest
Best
wireless
days of my life.
Oh my
Bruv.
days.
ASAP Rocky. Nas.
Miguel was there.
Miguel was just before them. Nas. Then you had JT, Jay-Z, A Tribe Called Quest. As a threesome, A Tribe Called Quest.
I'll tell
Or
you
did
what,
they even have Jerobi as well?
did you ever get a chance to do the Watch the Throne? Like, did you get
I didn't. I didn't.
So
I heard that one was a myth.
They did that in where they play football over in Hackney Marshes. They locked off Hackney Marshes, and this was when they were trying to regenerate the area. So they were obviously. I got lucky because I was managing this place down there, and my manager actually said, "Look, these tickets have come through. You just got to go to the BBC and pick them up." I said, "What tickets?" They're like, "Yeah." I said, "Excuse me." So the way I ran to the BBC in West End, I took off, my bro. I was like, "What now?" Yeah, now gone.
Bow gone.
And to see Jay-Z and Kanye on stage before the madness, obviously, that was just.
Was it sick?
It was epic, bro. It was flipping epic. Because what happened was they didn't do Niggas in Paris, right? So they did all sorts of other songs, and they were like, "All right, good night." Yeah. People started ducking out. So this is what they did. People started ducking out of Hackney Marshes trying to get out, and then you heard it drop. Bro, it was like the sprint back across.
Yeah,
it was crazy. One Extra had a stage there as well. That's where we got our tickets from.
Myth.
So we got the hookup from One Extra. It was quite sick, man.
Nah, you know what? I think Jay-Z is one of those guys. Like I'm not saying I was never the biggest Jay-Z fan. I like Jay-Z music. I've always obviously been Nas over Jay-Z. But when I witnessed him in concert, and I see him come out on the Beyonce thing as well. I started to understand it a little bit more with Jay-Z. He's one of those. He's the cherry on top, basically, on most things. And watching him and Justin at that Wireless concert was incredible because they both had their individual concerts, and then they did a couple of joint stuff together. And I was just thinking, rotted. These two are actually sick.
Jay-Z was serious from early doors, man. Um,
Yeah.
I
By the
think,
way, listen to Pharrell's Drink Champs. It is amazing.
yeah. I caught some of that earlier.
It's amazing.
It's hilarious. I like the drink champs, but without the drinks, man. Fuck's sake.
What, bruv, Noriega just makes me laugh. The guy's crazy.
I like the drink champs just without the drinks.
Why?
So, I mean,
It gets people loose, isn't it? That's the whole point.
That's the whole point of getting people on there. But just talk the things, man. Talk the things.
Yeah.
Talk the things. I'm about that life. But yeah, bro. I mean, it is what it is. I think I'm gonna try and wrap up, bro, because
Yeah, man.
I've got a hell of things to do.
That's
And-
understandable, bruv. But no, we're gonna reconvene next week. I don't know who we got on just yet. Well, I have an idea, but we haven't just
Next
confirmed
week,
it yet.
what day? Let me just
In fact, we could do it one of two ways, which I will message you afterwards. I think actually probably what I just thought probably makes sense, and we just reconvene properly in the new year.
Yeah.
Because remember that suggestion I made to you last week or the week before? Probably might start running that. It's probably just in time. Anyways, thank you. It's a shame that you couldn't probably talk to Chris probably a little bit more, but
Yeah.
nevertheless, great insight as to a little bit of what it takes to probably get on the scale that he is, because he's opened my eyes. Because although I don't necessarily want to work to that level, he's opened my eyes as to what it takes to even get to that level.
To get to that level, yeah.
Man, Tokome has a team of 6 with somebody specifically just looking after the law stuff, blah blah blah. So
I mean, there's a lot that goes into it. Don't come into it thinking that it's going to be easy. Like,
no,
none of this stuff is easy. So come into things knowing that there's going to be some hard work. But if it's what you want to do, it doesn't really seem like hard work. But I tell you what's hard work, though. Cleaning out my Serato library. I fucking hate that shit. I hate that shit.
For me, well, you still DJing like that. For me, I'm not DJing so much like that. And I think if I do, then boy.
I'll tell you the reason why I do it. The reason why I do it is because I'm trying to work towards, realistically, in the next 4 years, putting a routine together for Red Bull Freestyle. Yeah. So I need to start clearing out some of the old crap and just get my Serato file just needs to be the cleanest. When I load it onto like a new machine, it's none of the fun, it's just clean, everything the way I want it to be, labeled up. I'm working on getting that stuff sorted before I even press on. I even start bringing in new music. I've got new music, but I haven't loaded it on yet. I'm working on both things at the same time, but and at the same time, just becoming as good with. So my problem is when it comes to scratching, my record hand is my left hand. I mean, my record hand is my right hand.
Right hand, yeah.
And my scratching hand is my left hand. So the hand on the crossfader is my left hand. I am right-handed, fam. So I cannot explain to you how I'm able to do what I'm able to do with my left hand. Right?
Practice.
It doesn't make sense. It's in a scratching sense, it doesn't make any bloody sense. But cool. So what I'm trying to do is essentially flip that, get the same level of skill with the left hand with the right hand on the crossfader. And once I get there, the routine would be very easy because I'm already putting through. I've got routines already, but I'm just holding tight for a second because I'm just letting other people have their moment while I sort myself out.
That's coming to come and blitz the scene.
Oh, bro, like,
see, better you than me is all I say, because me, as I said, I just enjoy. Yeah, my battery's definitely gone now, but for me, it's a case of I like creating. That's why I'd like to have like a 3 or 4 disc CDJ setup.
Yeah, man.
I like to blend tracks. I've got like, even when I blend 2 tracks together, I've got a million other tracks in my head, which I'm like, oh
What they're
my
thinking
god, I
of.
could
Yeah.
cut that 4 out of there, put it here, and I got this hooty hoo or something like that. I'm just thinking of
You know what you should probably think of? Like maybe just getting like a 4-channel
mixer.
controller or mixer or something like
Yeah,
that. Or
I
like
should.
getting the Denon Prime system is seeming like the future of house music still.
But it's
So
not just house music, though.
it's not just house music because they got spinning platters, bruv. I'm attracted to the spinning platters as a turntable type of guy, but yeah, it's hella mad. So yeah, that's obviously the route, man. It's just not DJing as such every week in bloody clubs and that because I've done that for so many bloody years, and the rewards aren't hitting as much as they used to.
No.
Like,
But do you think it's because we got to our early 30s now?
yeah, it could be a bit of that. It could be a bit of that. It also could just be that, like we said, the music is changing slightly.
The music hits different with us, but that's why. Do you know now? I understand. Remember, probably when you were younger and you used to see raves, which was just like 30 plus only.
But this is why,
It's mad how I understand it now.
Yeah, this is why, in a way, you have to identify sort of like your space where you want to be. Identify like an event that's happening that you think, you know what, that would be me, or make an event that suits your style of music and try and run with it that way. Because after a while, just going into like a club and playing generic shit as a DJ is soul destroying. And even the big boys will tell you that. You know what I mean? I'm no big boy in the game, but even the big boys will tell you but I have had residencies for pretty much my whole career as a DJ. Playing the generic shit that everybody wants to hear after a while, even though you know you got hella new bits that are just fire. Even if the problem we got, even if you come with like some creative ways of putting tracks together, in the UK, it's just not appreciated.
No, and I think that's a lot of the reason why it's hard to be a DJ, because everybody wants you to sound like the other person.
Yeah, you got to fall in line with the other people.
And that's what I liked about like me and the brother I used to DJ with, who's actually another pal of J Kids, a pal DJ Menace. I used to do a lot of my early level stuff with him. Like we had a mad chemistry because we both were on the same house kind of crew kind of thing when we were DJing, but we both liked the same kind of selection of house. And then he was overtly bashment, I was overtly Afrobeat. So when that dynamic kicked in, it was just so nice. Like it was like we worked so well together, and that's where because we were unapologetic in our approach that way in the club, that's what built us a kind of reputation that people knew. Okay, you was gonna hear the stuff that you always want to hear, but you're gonna hear it with twists everywhere. Like where we just drop in bits. That's the Party Next Door track I was talking about.
Oh, okay. What the
That's
Drake
Popcorn,
track?
isn't it?
Popcorn and Drake, yeah.
Oh, it is Drake as well, but that's Party. I'm sure that's Party Next Door. Anyways, but yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like, you can't do that as a DJ. Menace showed me Panda, flipping designer Panda, months and months before, and he played it in the club, and the reaction he got was just like nonchalant. Like people was like, "All right, what is this?"
Because we live in a space where until it's you got to go with the masses. Like you said earlier, go with the masses, and that's where people kind of pay attention. It's like, oh,
Yeah,
people somehow can't seem to. They don't know what's for them. They don't know themselves. Maybe I don't know. It's
no, you can't.
it's
Like
weird.
you can't go left as a DJ. You have to go straight down the middle. And that's for me for a long time anyway. That's what got very annoying. Again, half the reason why I started Levels, because I wanted, like, I used one of the what's it called, captions used to be something about musical journey or something like that, because that's what I felt my job was, is to take you on a musical journey.
We're unfortunately in a world where that's not the case. Because remember, if you look at Apple used to be like their slogan was "Be different" or some nonsense like that. And then they just started doing the same as everybody.
They fell in. They just made a smoother operating system.
Just fell into the same trap as everyone else. No one wants to be different now.
Nope.
Even me switching to Android,
Well done.
switching back to Android. In fact,
I'm
I
proud of you.
had a couple of people turn their nose up. Big man, listen, Android does bits for me. Like even down to like the simple things like the football score. The way Android just pins it to your screen, right? Like you type in any football club, and whatever's live scores that's going on is there.
Yeah.
You pin that to your screen, whether you're in Instagram, it's just sitting there. Like you can just crack on with your day. All the little features that come with there, just smart features that if you're stuck in the Apple bubble, you're just never going to catch it. You're never going to see it. You're never going to understand how, you know what I mean? Even down to working and stuff like that. My Note is a powerhouse for work, whether I want to do production. I've stopped doing production. Yeah, I've stopped doing production on my laptop and I started doing production of my videos on my phone because the Note's that powerful that it can do that shit. I'm not saying you can't do that with Apple because you can film pretty good videos with Apple and stuff, but I just think there's more being offered that people don't know about on other platforms.
There is. Everybody's been brainwashed by the Apple wave.
Yeah, I was in that bubble for a bit. What you know what it is? The reason why I chose Apple for such a long time is because it was reliable. Android I found at points just wasn't reliable enough for me. But they've steadily improved over the last couple of years to the point where now there is seemingly no difference. There's no difference in terms of performance between, let's say, like an iOS and an Android platform. It's the same thing.
Agreed.
You know, but
very much agreed.
Yeah, listen, we're banging on now. I'm gonna go crack on with the bits that I've got to do. Bloody annoyed that my mic wasn't working. But I was in here with the mic fiddling.
So next week we'll just start a bit earlier, innit? I'll just get you into the room a bit earlier, and then we'll just do our checks beforehand.
Bro,
and then we'll roll.
It's mad. Plus, I think life is just a roller coaster at the moment. But yeah, we move, man. We move. Indeed. We keep pushing on.
We'll holler. Anyways, people, thank you so much for logging in. It's been nice. It's been real nice. Real great conversation with Chris. Thank you, everybody, jumping in the comments. Tune in next week, where we don't know who's going to be on next week, if I'm honest. But just tune in next week. As always, please like, subscribe, and share
the thing.
This just helps us. Just helps us continue to build this platform. Remember, Strawberries and Cream. Chris never gave you guys
we should put it out there as well for, like, you know, if you've got people got anybody that they would like to see come on, we try a thing.
Yeah, we'll try. Or even if you want to jump on yourself and have a talk with us. And again, this is no holds bar. You say it with chest, isn't it? You say everything with chest, and just for talking on the topic you feel passionately about, then yeah, holla. Also, actually, quickly, want to big up this lady, Joanna Rod. She runs a hair shop called Heritage up in Halsden. I want to say, Joe. It is Halsden.
Yeah.
Halsden. And big her up. She and her cousin Katia, amazing for black women, and if they want to like take care of their hair or get any even hair consultation, they're the best people to go to. I not just saying that because she's a good friend of mine, but they genuinely are. They sell you, they give you the authentic and good products. And also, if you're in trouble, Yen, I was always gonna do this to you. Holla at my girl Yen. If you're ever in trouble, criminal lawyer, she's got you. It's my home girl Yen.
I have to help Yen still.
Hey, what job are you getting yourself in?
I have to help Yen. No, bro, it's just
But yeah, anyways, guys, thank you so much. It's been much appreciated. I've been Kofi Cases. It's my boy Mason.
Love, guys. And love.
We shall catch you another time. Peace.
All right, man. Roll out.
Peace.
Learn life. There's levels to the shit.